Hi guys, Abidemi here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the number one mistake that new fiction writers make when they're creating their characters. And it's this, is that the characters are flat, okay? They're really boring. They're characters that nobody, especially the readers, is going to be interested in. And it's just because, and I hear this a lot of the time from people who are new to writing books, aspiring authors. And they always start with, well, my character is just somebody that basically wants to live their life. They don't want to trouble anybody, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous, okay? People buy books and they watch films because they want to be entertained. Nobody wants to buy a book, and it's all about somebody that wants to live their life and go and get coffee in the morning. That I'm buying a book, okay? I'm paying £10 or £5 or whatever, how much I'm, paying for the book because I want to be entertained, okay? So let me just give you an example about a character. Let's just call him the bus driver. We could leave it at that, but we can put some more flesh and bone into this bus driver. So let's just say he's a truck driver. He's on this last shift. And here's the thing about him. This bus driver, he was in prison for being an accomplice to an assault in which somebody died. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's cool. So anyways, he's out of prison and he's got this bus driver job through a rehabilitation program, and he can't lose his job. He cannot lose his job. He's a reformed man. He wants to repay his debt to society, but here's the crunch, okay? He's worked 80 hours that week and he's tired and he's been driving, and because, he's tired, he's been working really, really hard because he wants to better himself. He wants to do better as a person. So, but he's been working really hard, covering hundreds and hundreds of miles, working, 50,000, hours, that week. So while he's driving his truck, okay, he closes his eyes for like 2, 3 seconds and he hears a crunch. And in that moment, in his heart, he knows his truck has hit somebody. So remember, he just got out of prison, and remember, he's meant to be this reformed person who wants to repay his debts to society. So what does he do? Okay, what should he do? Should he stop the truck and go and help the person that he's just hit? Knowing that if it does that, okay, knowing that that person has died, and it just helping that person would mean basically taking the person to the hospital, which would also put him in trouble because he knows that it would mean he's going to be sent straight back to prison. It was not meant to be like this. He's meant to be a reformed person. He's meant to be somebody that's working really, really hard. He's come out of prison. He's meant to be rehabilitated. He wants to atone for his sins, but he cannot go back to prison. But he's killed somebody, okay? He's worked all those hours and he's tired, and literally he just closed his eyes for 2 seconds, and the next thing he knows, he hears this crunch and he just knows that he's killed somebody. What should he do? So that's a character, okay? People are interested in the character's development. And is he going to basically leave the person there and keep on driving? Or is it going to do the right thing or take the person to the hospital, knowing that if it does, they're going to ask him questions. He's going to lose his job, guaranteed. But he's also going to be sent back to prison because basically it's manslaughter. He's killed somebody, even though he didn't mean to do it. So this is just a story I pulled off the top of my head. So essentially, we've gone from somebody who's just a, quote unquote, a bus driver to somebody who's got this history, who's got this tension, this conflict within him. And this is something that, is basically conflicted, from a kind of moral kind of perspective. If we put some more flesh and bone into it, you could even say that maybe even somebody saw him basically kill the person, and maybe that's somebody from his past who's going to make him pay or blackmail him. That's just part of the plot. That's not part of the characterization. But you can see how this kind of added pressure. Okay, maybe the person who saw him will now try to basically blackmail him, but you can see, even though that we could just make that part of the plot, but you can see how little things like this, okay, when you add all these layers to the character, all these kind of plot lines and layers to the character, the novel becomes more interesting, and it goes from being just about a bus driver to being a character that people want to care about. So, here's a challenge for you, okay, when you are creating your character, don't just start with somebody boring, okay? A character needs to have tension. They need to have conflict. They need to have a secret of some sort. They need to have something that they want really, really bad and really, really bad. And usually there's an obstacle in their way that's preventing them from getting that thing. What will they do to get that thing? Okay, what would they do to get that thing? This is part and parcel of your character development, and this is also what's going to help with your plot development as well. So I hope you find this useful. Don't create bland. Okay, don't stop creating flat, boring characters that people are not interested in. Okay, don't be afraid to create weird and wonderful characters that have kind of complex lives, because people are complex. We're human beings. That's just the way that we are created. So I hope that this has helped you.